Hey there. I'm glad you folks could make it. I'm your kindly old Uncle G, and this is the Retroactivate podcast, where we'll look at a classic LP that merits another look. If, like me, you already have a good feeling about this, go ahead and give us a like. Go ahead and subscribe right away. Today we'll be discussing the self-titled debut album by the New York Dolls. 5 fearless wise guys who reclaimed rock and roll and terrorized the city back in 1973. Imagine, if you will, that the Beatles never existed, and 1970s music had to be rebuilt from the ground up from girl groups like the Shangri-Las, Chess Records Illuminati like Chuck Berry, and doo-wop at its boldest and most fun. Now, go ahead and Google the Coasters if you need an example of that. The New York Dolls were up for the task by defining the 70s by forgetting most of the 60s, by acting up and out in ways that never occurred to James Taylor or Jim Croce. The M. Night Shyamalan twist this time might be that these are the only guys who remember Out of Our Heads by the Rolling Stones ever existing. They use that secret knowledge judiciously, however, as a blueprint maybe, for how to cover Bo Diddley's song Pills. So this record has loud guitars and a sense of humor that never keeps it from being serious, but consistently keeps it from being solemn. It tips its hat to music from 1961 without sounding nostalgic. The opening track, for example, Personality Crisis, is firmly anchored to the 70s and how consumer culture has codified and sold us back even our psychological tics. To keep things interesting, Johansson and the gang celebrate this particular crisis while pushing back against it. I mean, we're all prima ballerinas on a spring afternoon and simultaneously wolfmen howling at the moon, right? If you don't think such complexities of identity are integral to rock and roll, go ahead and ask the ghost of Richard Penniman. While you're at it, ask the ghost of Screaming Jay Hawkins if it's okay to be both a monster and cry out for love, a theme that gets hit up in Frankenstein, Looking for a Kiss, Vietnamese Baby, and Lonely Planet Boy. Though I might not love this quite as much as Robert Christgau does, I love it for many of the same reasons. And I actually like Syl Sylvain's first solo record more than he does, which is a topic for another podcast maybe. On the downside, Todd Rundgren's murky production never quite does justice to the aforementioned track Lonely Planet Boy, a great song that rattles about like a studio add-on that never found its stage legs. It comes up just when we need a little tenderness, not a break from the energy, but a different kind of energy, and it deserves the sort of sonic punch that David Johansen achieved on tracks like Frenchette and Donna from his first solo record. It deserves the cleaner sound and performance that Shadow Morton was able to get from the band on their second and final record. If you're looking for something that won't make you choose between the iconic and the ironic, this might be for you. If you're into those first 5 Aerosmith records or Guns N' Roses or even Kiss, then you're familiar with some of the folks who learned a little something from the Dolls. I ran some of this by my millennial focus group who said, well, it wasn't quite their cup of tea. They could see how this was a bridge between the Rolling Stones' Honky Tonk Women and the Ramones, which seems fair to me. They never felt the need to insult me for loving who and what I love because they're cool people, of course, as are all millennials. So it's been swell, as the Tank Lady said. The swelling went down. I'll be back next week with more on the music that built and then threatened to destroy and then had a tickle fight with this great nation of ours. Be sure to subscribe. It wouldn't be a party without you. This has been your kindly old Uncle G for Retroactivate. Until next week, stay strange, people.